Hey guys, Carl here, Cultivate with Carl, and it is time for your Monday update. It is a Monday morning, and humidity is like I'm taking a shower right now. So the humidity's through the roof. I could see around me we have rain clouds coming in, probably going to get some mid-afternoon showers, which is okay because it's hot. I mean, it's really hot. Kind of weird that we're thinking about our fall garden when it's actually still summer and so hot. So we're going to do a lot of planning this week. The plan is to get in as many seeds into the ground as we can, and we're not going to do a lot of putting things in cups in the house. When what we're going to do is we're going to direct sow to the garden. We've been doing a lot of prep on the beds, and we've been getting everything ready, and so it's time. So if we look ahead 70 days from today, this is the 7th of August. If we look ahead 70 days, we're into the middle of October. So what we have is, what we're going to have is the fact that it takes these things, some of the things are going to take 5, 10, 15 days to germinate. And so what we'll end up with is our fall crops coming to ahead right in the middle of November, which is right where we want them to be, because our first expected frost date is the 1st of December, and that date can float by a couple weeks. And I'll be honest with you, sometimes here in South Mississippi, we don't actually even get a frost until after the 1st of the year. So hopefully we'll have Christmas tomatoes, Christmas fresh vegetables, and that will be fun and good for everybody. So what I'm doing now, and we are right behind the squash bed. I just put this bed in last week. And so what we're going to do, the last time you saw these potatoes was when we were digging them out with my cute little relatives over there. And these are actually the Nordic Reds that we had bought last winter, and the Kennebecks. Now, not many of the Yukon Golds made it. And not any of the Yukon Golds made it, as a matter of fact. It was just not conducive to them to be in that wet soil. I went to the store, and in a bag of red potatoes, this potato actually started to sprout eyes. So, as an experiment, we're going to plant this sucker and see how well he does. Also in the house, I have a large russet potato that sprouted a bunch of eyes. So what we're going to do with that one is we're going to use our bags and our 5-gallon buckets, and I've cut him into 6 major portions, each with its own eye, and then we're going to put all those potatoes into buckets and grow them separately. Now, lesson learned from last year. These Kennebec potatoes are indeterminate types. So my neighbor's working on his yard. Ooh, we hear the thunder. So what we have to do is we're going to have to hill these up. And in the other bed, I did not hill them up at all. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to scrape away some of this mulch. We're going to plant these things about 6 inches in the dirt. And then as the plant grows up above the surface, about every 2 inches, we're going to get some more soil, and we're going to put soil around the base. We'll end up mounding this bed up pretty good, I imagine. And that will be that. So that's okay. Our goal, let me go ahead and pre-state the goal right here with these potatoes. Our goal is to get more seed potatoes for the spring. So if we get some to eat, great. If each one of these little potatoes only makes like 3 or 4 potatoes, as long as we can use those potatoes as seed stock for the spring, then our mission is accomplished. Now, being able to eat them is also a great accomplishment. So we're going to roughly use the square foot gardening method here in this bed, and we're going to put these potatoes in. So let's get a little B-roll footage of that. Oh, by the way, from the lessons learned, we are also going to mark the location of where we put each potato. So that way, if we have a potato that doesn't come up, or when the potatoes do come up, we'll actually know what they are. Unlike last year when I just kind of threw them all in the bed and didn't really know what was going on. My bad. So I have to get this done real quick. There's a rainstorm coming in, which will be good to get these in the ground, get a little rain going, and get them in the ground. So back in a second. Oh boy, that storm's really whipping in now. Wind's blowing and stuff, but we got our potatoes in. So we have 2 rows of Kennebec, Nordic Red, and the one right there, the marker's just covered up by the mulch. That mulch is about 2 inches thick. So that's good because when the plants start to grow, we can remove some of the mulch and put dirt in there and just basically beef up the rows for the potatoes to grow. And we'll see if we have a difference from what we did, in the spring, or when we harvested the potato bed. A lot of them rotted out. This bed drains a lot better, so hopefully we will have a better result. So, oh, squirrel patrol. Something's going on inside the house with the dog. So anyway, there you go. As part of your tour, let's go ahead and knock out the rest of the tour. On the zucchini bed, we are starting to get zucchinis. So there's a zucchini in there. I just threw a bunch of mulch in, but one of the zucchinis has actually started to produce. That's good, because I was concerned that it would not produce because of the heat. Now you can see that one of the plants is suffering, from the heat, but there's my zucchini right there, doing a good job growing its little zucchini butt off. And the plant has actually spilled out onto the grass, which is fine by me. And we're getting hung up. In the pepper bed, things are looking wilted, but don't worry, that's just because it's the heat of the midday. They will bounce right back when it cools off. But the banana peppers are just pumping out banana peppers left and right. The this big one, I forgot his name, the Marconi is producing, plus there's more little dots. Look like we're going to get more Marconis. I think I'm going to have to come in and go ahead and just get all these supported, because they're actually getting pretty big now. And then I'll go in with the tomato tape and just kind of tomato tape these puppies up for support. But as you can see, plenty of banana peppers. And if we move down the row a little bit, let's go around the long way. There you go, we have plenty of peppers. It looks to me like the pepper bed is producing like crazy. I'm gonna go ahead and probably put a little bit more nutrients in there, probably put some nitrogen stuff in there, little well-rounded, maybe some 10-10-10, and give it some nutrients. But I think this thing's gonna keep on going through the fall. So there we go, good to go. All right guys, here on the okra, you can see, man, do they make pretty flowers. And so I have been getting an okra a day, at least 1 to 2 okra every day from the okra beds. And you can see the wind's blowing because that storm's coming in. But for sure, the basil's ready to harvest. Man, the wind is whipping up that basil smell, and it is wonderful. So I'm going to thin out a couple of these basils. These are sweet basil. Go ahead and thin them out, give the okra a little room to grow. And we are basically knocking off these, like here's one here. That's probably, I'll get it tomorrow. That's about finger length. Yeah, we'll give it till tomorrow so it'll fatten up a little bit. But you don't want them to grow in there too long, because they'll get tough. But we're gonna go ahead and get some of the basil out, and then let the okra keep going. Okay, so the eggplants are getting a little beat up. I would say this one's probably ready to go. This one is not, and this one is kind of, they probably look like they need some more nutrients, which is what I'll do. But we're still getting flowers and stuff, and they're looking okay. The sunflowers are blooming, but I think that they're at the end of their time, but that's okay. I need these pots for other things. So sunflower cover crop, you did your job. We're going to chop and drop them right in place. And the same thing over here, we're going to put some of those russet potatoes in this big bucket. Chop and drop the sunflowers, and let their, when they decay, they'll add nutrients back to the soil. We'll go ahead and pull that that basil plant has bolted already, and so the leaves have turned bitter, and we'll chop and drop them off. So pretty soon we'll be moving back into this space with the potatoes in the bag. We're going to clean up all this crap from the neighbor's yard. My neighbors are a little inconsiderate, and they don't clean up their flower bed that's on the other side of the fence, so it all grows through my way. But that's okay. Let me switch around over here. Okay guys, right here is the bed that we had by the air conditioner units. What we're going to do is we're going to put sweet potatoes in there. Glenn was good enough to give me a sweet potato with a bunch of vines coming off of it, and so we're going to plant them there. So we're going to refurb the soil, probably go to the store and get a couple bags of soil and mix in some of my compost, and then we'll put some wood chips over the top, and then we'll go ahead and put the ooh, look, lizard. We'll go ahead and put the sweet potatoes in there, and then as the sweet potatoes begin to vine out, we'll just self-propagate them in that spot. So that will be the forever sweet potato bed. And you know, at this point I don't eat sweet potatoes, but I'm going to try, and they're a staple in the survival garden. Having sweet potatoes, having potatoes are important because they're nutrient dense. And I can probably, you know, buy one of those potato things that make French fries and then throw them into the air fryer and make sweet potato fries. Because I've eaten sweet potato fries. They're good with ketchup. Not a problem. But all right, that's it for this week. Just a quick tour. Things are happening in the garden. We're going to be planting more stuff this week, which will be updated on next week's post. So check back next week. Also, I did delay the release of my video in the first of the Lessons Learned series because after editing it, I did not feel that it was of good video quality. You know, it was just not a video that I would enjoy watching. So I'm going to reshoot that video with a little bit better of a script and a little bit more point on important points of lessons learned. The last one was a little scattered off the hip kind of presentation. So stay tuned. I'll try and get that done. I'm on leave for the next 11 days, and hopefully I can get some garden things done in that 11 days, as well as you know, I'm actually taking leave to study for promotion at work. So hopefully I'll get promoted. I'd really rather be in the garden, but you know, that's how it is. So, okay, that's it for Carl. I have to go see what the Squirrel Defense Force is losing his mind about inside the house. I'm sure the cat is hiding in her thunder spot, and the dog goes bananas whenever the cat gets in her thunder chair, and he can't get in there. So, the life with the Squirrel Patrol. All right, this is it. This is Carl signing off from Cultivate with Carl. Like I always say, get yourself a hobby, do something fun. Get outside. Let's not be couch potatoes, right? Get outside, do fun stuff, get your hands dirty, and, you know, enjoy life, because life, as we know, is short, and bam, we need to make the most of it while we're here. Signing off. See you later.